I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laaksen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo, and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hi everyone, my name is Megan and welcome to the Game to Love Tennis podcast. You're joining me today for the final in Zetogenbosch. It is Daniil Medvedev versus Tim van Rijthoven. Daniil Medvedev, the top seed, of course. Tim this is his first ever ATP match win, was the first match here. So to be in the final, it is huge for him. So Medvedev won the toss. He decided to receive. So we have van Rijthoven to serve. And the serve is good. It's out wide. Daniil Medvedev with the backhand return, but then goes into the net, and it is 15-love to van Rijthoven. It's a good start here for the Dutchman. So welcome to everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button on the video if you haven't already. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe as well. Helps the podcast to grow. So welcome all to this final. We have a few finals going on today. We've already had the women's final this morning. We had Alexandrova beating Sabalenka in straight sets. We had 7-5, 6-love. We've also got the final of the women's in Nottingham going on right now. We've got Bia Haddad-Maia against Alison Risk. I believe Haddad-Maia is up a break in. She's serving at 3-2, up a break there. And of course, we have Andy Murray versus Matteo Berrettini in Stuttgart, just in about half an hour's time as well. So thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all very good. And hopefully we'll enjoy this match. So it's a great start here for the Dutchman. It is 40-love. Of course, he's got the crowd on his side, being a home favorite. And his story as well this week is pretty amazing. So the first serve is a fault. We'll go for a second serve, but he's up at 40-love at the moment. And the second serve is good. We have a backhand cross-court return from Medvedev, forehand from van Rijthoven. But it's a shank from van Rijthoven, and Medvedev gets a point on the board. Van Rijthoven has been very impressive this week. Yeah, he has. The players he's beaten Fritz, Auger-Aliassime. He's had an amazing week, and especially, I think it was the tiebreak yesterday that he beat Auger-Aliassime on as well after he dropped the second set, 1-6. So he could easily have faded in that third set, but he came back and has made his first ATP final. It's a huge week for the Dutchman. So we are at 40-15. We have a backhand cross-court from Medvedev, but backhand to backhand. And it's a forehand cross-court from van Rijthoven, backhand from Medvedev, backhand into the corner from van Rijthoven, but Medvedev is there, and we are now forehand to forehand cross-court. It's a slice from van Rijthoven, backhand from Medvedev into the back of the court, but it's good. And we are now backhand to backhand. It was a lovely, looked like a one-handed backhand down the line there from van Rijthoven. And it is the game for the Dutchman. He is up and running on the board. It is 1-love. So thank you all for joining me today. We have the men's final here. It's an ATP 250. And top seed Daniil Medvedev against hometown wildcard Tim van Rijthoven. We'll also have the Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini final live as well, which should start at about 2 o'clock. So you've got plenty of matches to choose from. So Medvedev will now serve to try and get his campaign underway. We've already seen Ekaterina Alexandrova win the women's title here this morning. Of course, she won't be allowed to compete at Wimbledon because she is from Russia and the ban on the Russian players. And if Medvedev were to win here as well, that would mean both champions on the grass here would be unable to compete at Wimbledon. So we have Medvedev here now serving. The serve down the tee is wide, and so it'll be a second serve. And it's good. We have a forehand return from van Rijthoven, backhand from Medvedev, backhand cross-court. Oh, it looked like it was out from van Rijthoven, but it's actually in, and Medvedev then shanks it, and it is love 15. So Medvedev serving love 15. It's a good serve. It's a chip backhand return from Van Rijthoven, a slice backhand, forehand on the line from Medvedev, backhand cross court to backhand cross court. It's a lovely little inside out forehand from Van Rijthoven. Oh, he goes for the drop shot, and it's beautiful. What a touch. Silky hands on that drop shot. And it is love 30. Early trouble now for Medvedev on his own serve. Again, it's hard to say, you know, with Medvedev looking in good form and he won't be able to play at Wimbledon. It's tough because you would sort of be thinking Medvedev would be up there contending for that title. So it is really unfortunate, but let's see if he can get at least one grass court title to his name here this season. So we have a lovely backhand down the line from Van Rijthoven, and Daniil can't get the racket on the ball. And it is love 40. It is 3 break points for Van Rijthoven. Again, not the start that Daniil Medvedev would have wanted. Yeah, Jared saying prediction at the beginning of the year of Rijthoven winning Wimbledon is looking promising. You know what? Couldn't be far off it. He's been playing very, very well. Let's see if he'll get... I'm not sure if he's into the qualies for Wimbledon. Yeah, I'll have a look at that, actually. Because, of course, yeah, nobody would want to draw him first round. He could be very dangerous for some seeds if he does, if he does get into the draw. So it is 15-40, and another 2 chances to break, but the return of serve from Van Rijthoven is long, and Medvedev saves another. It is 30-40. So Medvedev's trying to save another break point. First serve is into the net, and it will be a second serve. See if Van Rijthoven can capitalize on that. So the second serve, it's a double fault from Medvedev, and Van Rijthoven gets the break. It's an ideal start for the Dutchman. He's 2 games to love. He'll be serving now for 3 game to love lead. I'm looking to see if I can find a Van Rijthoven button. I have a Medvedev button, but I don't see a Tim button. I have to get on that. I see the comments from Medvedev. Apparently, they ran into each other as juniors. I saw that he said that he couldn't remember if they were friends or not, but he said that Tim had said that it's been a while, so they must have met each other somewhere. So yeah, I think they did play each other in the juniors, but Medvedev couldn't quite remember. Hi, everybody. Hi, thanks for joining us. Hope you're all having a great weekend. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already, and to hit the subscribe button as well if you are new. So we have Van Rijthoven here at the moment, up a break on Daniil Medvedev, the top seed. He is serving at 2 games to love. And the second serve is good. It's a backhand return from Medvedev, forehand from Van Rijthoven. And we are cross-court forehand to forehand, but the forehand is wide from Van Rijthoven, and it's now love 30 on the Van Rijthoven serve. So Medvedev possibly with a chance here, half a chance anyway, to try and get the break back. So we are serving here at love 30. And first serve is long. It will be a second serve. And the second serve, it's good. It's a backhand return from Medvedev. Forehand from Van Rijthoven is into the net. And all of a sudden, Daniil Medvedev has 3 breakback points. It is love 40. And Medvedev is just going to talk to the umpire here about something. I'm not sure if he has a nosebleed. He's indicating he needs some tissues. Yeah, I think Daniil Medvedev has a nosebleed here. He's sitting in the chair with a tissue to his nose on triple break point. We'll have to see what pans out with this. Yes, so the umpire has just confirmed there that Medvedev does have a nosebleed, and we will in fact just be waiting for that to stop. So he does have 3 breakback points. Van Rijthoven, of course, he got the break to love. Oh, no, almost to love in the previous game. So hi to everybody if you're just joining us. We are here in the men's final in Sertogenbosch. We had the women's final already this morning where Katerina Alexandrova defeated Arina Sabalenka. We also have the women's final in Nottingham going ahead right now as well. We have Bia Haddad-Meyer up a break in the first set against Alison Risk. And at 2 o'clock, we will be having, of course, Andy Murray in his 70th ATP Tour final against Matteo Berrettini, who is coming back from injury. And we will be covering that live for you on Game to Love as well. So hi to everybody if you're joining. Please remember to like the video and to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Sean says Wimbledon seems more open than ever. It really does, especially with these Russian and Belarusian players that can't play. I mean, you have the likes of Medvedev, Rublev, Sabalenka, Alexandrova, the winners today not being able to play, of course, and well, we think Nadal will be playing. Signs are pointing to Nadal will be trying to play Wimbledon. Uncle Tony has saying that he is going to be training on the grass with the hope that he will be able to play. So you'd have to pick Djokovic as the favourite, but I mean, I'm thinking an Andy Murray comeback could be possibly on the cards the way he's been playing this week. She's asking, yeah, Medvedev has a nosebleed at the moment. He is just sat down with tissue to his nose, waiting for it to stop. So he's at love 40 with a breakback point. He's just speaking to one of the supervisors here. I think a medical professional has just come out to take a look at him. Is KYRGIOS playing Halle or Queens? I will have a look and check the qualifying draws for you. I'll see if I can get that up. KYRGIOS, of course, is always a bit of a wild card, especially on the grass. I mean, he can beat the best when he's playing his best, but we saw him against Andy Murray. I mean, he had a game penalty in the end. His behavior on the court was pretty terrible. And if his attitude kind of stays that way, you can't see him going far because his own behavior in his own head is going to get in his way, even though we know he has the game. Cheering for your Dutchman today. Yeah, it's a great story for Tim van Rijthoven. I don't think he'd won an ATP match on the main tour before coming into this tournament, so it's huge for him to be in the final, especially in front of a home crowd as well. I am also a huge Medvedev fan. I really do like him, but you've got to love the underdog as well. So I guess while we're waiting, we have a medical timeout has just been called for Daniil Medvedev to take care of this nosebleed. So why don't you all get your predictions in? Who do you think is going to take this one? X is going for Van Rijthoven in 3 sets. It's an interesting one. I hope it'll be a competitive match. Well, I mean, he's up a break at the moment, but Medvedev does have 3 points for the break back. He's just being seen by the medical professional for his nosebleed there. So if we look elsewhere, we have the women's final in Nottingham. We have Bia Haddad-Meyer is up 4-3 on Alison Risk. It's a great week for the Brazilian there. She's into the final of both the singles and the doubles. Looks like she could be seeded for Wimbledon. We also had Alexandrova beating Sabalenka in the women's final here in the Netherlands this morning, 7-5-6 love. Sabalenka really going away in that second set. So we have Jean thinking Van Rijthoven in 2 sets. Devin saying Medvedev in 3. It's hard to know, especially when you've seen as a player that you haven't really seen much. You don't know their game. You don't know the sort of the style of play. He's a complete newbie to the tour, really. He's not won many matches. But I think this week has been the first matches he's won on the tour. So it'll be interesting to see, how he deals with it, how he deals with the pressure as well of being in a first final, especially against a home crowd as well. Yeah, Van Rijthoven wins. Yeah, he probably will have a massive ranking jump on the cards. I don't think anybody will want to be sort of seeing him early at Wimbledon if he does get into the main draw there. We have Medvedev in 2 and Murray in 2. Yeah, we have the Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini final coming very shortly. I think it starts about 2 o'clock, and we will be covering that live for you as well on Game to Love. So the medical timeout has finished. We are back to play. We have Tim van Rijthoven serving at love 40. He's up a break, but facing 3 breakback points. The first serve is good, though. It's very good. It's down the tee, and Medvedev can't get a racket on it, and it is 15-40. So we have Van Rijthoven serving at 15-40. The first serve, it's a good one again, 400 turn from Medvedev, and Van Rijthoven tries to go for the inside-out forehand, but it doesn't work, and Medvedev does get the break back. And I think it's time to try the new Medvedev button. I love that button. So Medvedev being nicknamed the octopus on the tour because he just seems to be all arms and legs and has got a reach on the ball wherever he goes on the court. So he does get the break back. We are at the set down change of ends at 1-2 now. Medvedev serving. Dressing the Hertogenbosch grass courts, they look a lot nicer than Stuttgart. They do. If you look at the 2 courts side by side, it's a bit of a difference. Yeah, the grass in Stuttgart is a lot more cut up and sort of brown at the back, and they look much nicer and lusher here in Hertogenbosch. So we will have Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini in a few minutes' time in Stuttgart, going their final day, of course. But Berrettini coming back from injury and Murray coming back from on his metal hip for 70th ATP Tour final. Be really interesting to see who wins that one. Liam says Stuttgart is a mess. Yeah, it does look a bit of a mess, to be honest, so I won't sugarcoat it. But here we are. We have Medvedev serving at 1-2, and it's a wild forehand from Medvedev, and it is love 15. So Medvedev serving at love 15. We've had a trade of breaks early already. Van Rijthoven broke in Medvedev's first service game, but Medvedev broke back. We had a bit of a break where Medvedev had a nosebleed and had a medical timeout to sort that out, but it is all back square now. 1-2, Medvedev serving, and 15 all. And he goes for the serve down the tee, but it is wide. It will be a second serve. And the second serve is good. It's a forehand return from Van Rijthoven, forehand from Medvedev, and we have forehand to forehand now. And Medvedev, it's a loopy forehand that just goes long from Medvedev, and it is 15-30. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already, and to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Helps the podcast to grow. Medvedev serving at 15-30, and the return is wide from Van Rijthoven, and it is 30 all. Yeah, so we have David covering the Murray-Berrettini match today. Starts at 2 o'clock, so just in a few minutes' time, that will be over in Stuttgart. But here we have Hertogenbosch, top seed Daniil Medvedev versus hometown wildcard Tim van Rijthoven. It is 30 all. And it's a lovely slice down the line from Van Rijthoven. And then he goes for the drop shot. Medvedev runs to... Was that up? Wow. So we had a lovely slice from Van Rijthoven. Hits right on the baseline. Medvedev gets it back and hits the drop shot, and it's beautiful. It's so short, and Van Rijthoven can't respond, and it is 40-30. Just saying, hoping Murray gets a good draw in Wimbledon and has run. I would love nothing more than to see that. Murray at Wimbledon is one of my favorite things to watch, and after the week he's been having, he could be dangerous. He definitely could. Hopefully, he gets a favorable draw, and he could make it far. I really, really hope so. So it is 2 games all. We've traded breaks, but we are on serve now. Tim Van Rijthoven is serving. First serve down the tee is wide. It will be a second serve. Sean saying Stuttgart grass looks like an abandoned golf course. It does a bit, to be honest. It's a lot nicer here in the Netherlands, but I'm sure it's going to be a cracking match regardless. Murray versus Berrettini starting in just a few minutes' time. Liam Stuttgart trying to bring in a new surface, dirt courts. Somehow I don't think that's going to take off. But it really looks like it. It's not great. I mean, a nice grass court is a beautiful thing to watch. I love a grass court, but not when it looks like that. So it is good at the moment for Van Rijthoven on his serve. He's under pressure in the last one, but he's up 30 love right now. First serve down the tee, though, is wide. It will be a second serve. And the second serve is good. It's a forehand return from Medvedev. Cross court, it's a lovely angle, and we are cross court forehand to forehand. Medvedev down the line. Backhand slice from Van Rijthoven. And we are, it's a lovely cross court. And Medvedev into the net, and it is 40 love. Thanks, Jared. I've never mispronounced a name in the stream, but I'm it's the opposite. I do have a thing where watching commentators and things on TV pronouncing names wrong, where, on the ATP and the WTA website, they have players saying their names, and it just really used to bug me if commentators would get it like blatantly wrong. So I try to make a point of learning how to pronounce the names before I come on. Van Beethoven. Yeah, okay. Let's hope for the underdog. I don't think that's quite his name, but yeah. It'll be tough for him, but he's had an excellent week, beating some really great opponents. So we've had Fritz, Auger-Aliassime. I think he'd give Medvedev a good run here. So we have a slice from Medvedev, and the backhand is just in from Van Rijthoven, and then he gets it. Not the smash, but the put away, the easy put away, and it is 3-2. So we do have a hold for Van Rijthoven. So Sash asking if it's possible to chat with me about tennis on a social media platform. So I'm not on Instagram, but I do have a Twitter account. It is First Serve Tennis, where I tweet about all things tennis, the latest news and scores. I also do the Twitter account for Game to Love as well. So you can chat with me either through the Game to Love Twitter account or through First Serve as well. I'd be happy to chat with any of you guys about anything tennis related. Liam saying that Murray can't go far in 5-set tournaments, 3 sets short. True. Best, we saw at Wimbledon last year, he really he did come through some 5-set matches, but he was struggling through the end of it. And I think it was Shapovalov who took him out pretty easily in the end. His fitness is there for the best of 3, definitely, but over best of 5, it is hard to tell, whether that hip can get him through it. Again, he has been having a tough week, so it is possible. I think it would obviously depend on his draw, but it will be tough. 5 sets for him will be tough, especially to go all the way in a tournament. But I don't think it's impossible. It's Andy Murray. What he's doing on a metal hip is pretty insane. Yeah, Peace thing. It's a shame that Medvedev's banned from Wimbledon. It is that the whole situation there between. Of course, we had Wimbledon banning the Russian and Belarusian players, and as a response, the ATP and WTA removing ranking points. I think it was pretty much a lose-lose situation from both sides on that. I think it was handled pretty badly on both. And it will be a shame for Medvedev, especially now seeing that he's in a final here, in great form. Alexandrova as well, the winner, of course, of the women's earlier today. She won't be able to play Wimbledon either. So these players that are in good form, again, and Sabalenka, the runner-up, none of those will be able to be playing in Wimbledon. So it is love 15 on the Medvedev serve. He's serving at 2-3. We have a fan from Canada, a fan of Medvedev. Again, very sad that he's banned from Wimbledon. Yeah, I can't say that I agree with the banning of individual players based on their nationality. I understand where they were coming from, but of course, being banned as competing as a team and under their own flag, completely agree with that. But it's a bit more murky when it comes to the individual players. It is very much a shame that these players who are in form right now can't be playing at Wimbledon. So Medvedev in a bit of trouble on his serve again, and it's a double fault. It gives Tim van Rijthoven 3 break points for a 3rd break of serve already in this first set. First serve is good this time. There's a block return from van Rijthoven, backhand cross court, and a forehand down the line from Medvedev. We have a cross court forehand from van Rijthoven, backhand cross court to cross court. And Medvedev again with the cross court, and the response from Van Rijthoven is into the net, and Medvedev saves 1 break point. It is 15-40. Jared says to watch out for Draper at Wimbledon. Yeah, Jack Draper, of course, is very good. He's won so many challenger titles, and he, of course, took a set, I believe, off Djokovic. It may have been, I think it was last year's Wimbledon. He did take a set off him. So Draper is a very dangerous one to watch out for. He's very good on grass indeed. Yeah, Medvedev struggling a little bit at the moment. He's managed to save another break point there. I think it was an ace, but Van Rijthoven is going to challenge it. So we're going to the chair, and it's in. It's a good serve. It's an ace, and he's saved another break point. So it is 30-40. And it's another ace from Medvedev down the tee. Great way to save another break point. It is advantage Medvedev. And it's another good first serve, but the return is in from Van Rijthoven. We are backhand cross court down the line from Medvedev. Cross court forehand from Van Rijthoven. And it's a forehand cross court from Medvedev. We're now going cross court, forehand. It's down the line from Medvedev. It's lovely, great length. And the shot in response from Van Rijthoven is out. And Medvedev does indeed save 3 break points. It is 3 games all. So we are 3 games apiece. Van Rijthoven serving. And the first serve is good. It's a backhand return from Medvedev into the corner. It's a great shot. And the backhand is out from Tim van Rijthoven. And it is love 15. So please remember to hit the like button, or as Ben would say, give it a whack the like button. Try and get to 100 likes. And subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. Helps us to grow the podcast. Also give us a follow on Twitter. I'm currently doing the Twitter account for the Game to Love Tennis podcast, where we post all the latest news and scores, updates, quotes. So give us a follow there. It is 15 all. We are 3 games apiece. We've had break apiece on each serve, but we are back on serve now. Tim van Rijthoven, home wild card. The big underdog, the big surprise for this final. Hadn't won an ATP match, a tour level match until this tournament. And it is 30-15. It was a nice serve down the tee from Van Rijthoven, the looping ball up from Medvedev, and then the put away from the Dutchman. Sessioning about their Twitter account. Also, of course, I do the Game to Love Twitter account. I do have a First Serve Tennis, it's called, Twitter account. If anybody wants to chat with me on there about all things tennis, I would be very happy to. So it's 40-15 for Tim Van Rijthoven. This, of course, is the second final of the day in Sertogenbosch. It was Katerina Alexandrova who took the women's title earlier this morning. She beat Arina Sabalenka in straight sets, 7-5, 6-love in the end. And it is a game for Van Rijthoven. It is 4-3. And it is new balls. We also have the Stuttgart final should be getting underway at any moment now between Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini. I believe they are currently warming up over there in Stuttgart. We are covering that for you live on Game to Love as well. If you'd like to check out, well, you've got plenty of matches to choose from. Come in between both of us if you like. We have the women's final in Nottingham also being played right now. It's a bit of a shame when you have all these finals playing at the same time, but I'll try to keep you abreast of all the results that are going on around the court. So it is Bia Haddad-Meyer against Alison Risk over there in Nottingham. And of course, we have Halle and Queens coming up next week on the men's side, as well as Birmingham and Berlin for the women's. So the two ATPs are 500 levels, and then we have Berlin as a 500 and Birmingham as a 250 for the women next week. But right now we have Daniil Medvedev, the top seed, of course, in the running to become the new world number one once again, but unable to be playing at Wimbledon. Against Dutchman Tim Van Rijthoven. I believe he's 25 years old, hadn't won an ATP match until this tournament, and is now in the final in front of a home crowd. A great moment for him, beating the likes of Taylor Fritz and Felix Auger-Aliassime on the way to get here. Medvedev will be a tough opponent for him, though. He seems to be enjoying the grass, Medvedev. Serving now at 3-4. And it's a lovely first serve, kicking out wide. Van Rijthoven can't get the ball over the net. It is 15-love. Asked, do I play tennis? I do play tennis. I love to play tennis. I was originally a squash player as a junior. I was a junior squash player for Wales, and then made the transition to tennis. So I just play it casually now. But I used to compete when I was a junior. But I can't wait to get back on the court. It's been a while. I wonder if any of you guys, do you guys all play tennis, or are you more spectators? So it's 30-love for Medvedev, looking good on his serve in this game. And it's another good first serve, and ball doesn't clear the net from Van Rijthoven, and it's 40-love very quickly. Could this be a nice, easy hold for Medvedev? First serve bounces off the net, and it is a second serve. Remember to give that like button a whack, trying to get to 100 likes. And it's a double fault from Medvedev, so it won't be a game to love. It is 40-15. Spina saying you love tennis. Saying you used to play when you used to be at school. Yes, I find a lot of us used to play at school and then kind of don't keep it up as much, but I am trying to get more back into it. It's also quite hard to find the tennis court. Some places, like I'm currently based in Manchester, and a lot of the tennis courts you have to be kind of like members. So it's hard to find kind of free public courts, but I do try and get out there as much as I can. And it's a good first serve for Tim van Rijthoven. It is 15-love. Claude asks, do I think Bianca Andreescu will ever win another title? I think so. Grand Slam, I don't know about a Grand Slam. Probably. I mean, we know she's got the ability. It's just her injuries that are stopping her, really. She's got the game definitely to win more titles. Whether her body will let her go all the way to another Grand Slam, I'm not sure. I think if she's healthy and if she manages to stay fit for a period, of course, she's got the ability to do it. I think it is just down to her injuries. But I for sure think she's got some more titles in her, definitely. So it is 30-love for Tim van Rijthoven on his serve at 4 games all. She says maybe a tiebreak. It's looking like it. We've traded breaks early in the set, but it's all on serve and nobody seems to be taking the initiative at the moment. So it does look like it could be going to a tiebreak. And it is 40-love. It's a serve and volley there from van Rijthoven. Thanks for joining us, Lexi. Yeah, hopefully come see you later. Of course, we have got the Murray-Berrettini final going on at the same time, so you can dip in and out to whichever final you'd like to listen to. And that's a great service game for Tim van Rijthoven, and I do believe it is a game to love. So it is 5 games to 4, and Daniil Medvedev will now serve in a moment's time to stay in this first set. So the young Dutchman is doing very well in his first ATP Tour final. He doesn't seem to be letting the pressure get to him. Of course, this is a huge one for him. He hadn't won an ATP match before this week, and now finds himself in the final against the top seeds, and he's given him a good game. He's up 5-4 on him. So if we dip in to Murray-Berrettini, they have just gotten underway over there in Stuttgart in the final. Andy Murray took the first game. It's 1-love with Berrettini serving. We also have the women's final in Nottingham taking place. It's a WTA 250 event, and Beatriz Haddad-Maia of Brazil has taken the first set against Alison Risk, 6 games to 4. We are now early in the second set over there. Jean says, one-handed backhand is beautiful. It is. I am a sucker for a one-handed backhand. I think they're beautiful things to watch. I think it's probably because I was a squash player, to be honest. I've tried hitting a double-handed backhand and it was not pretty. So I do love it. And he has got a very good one. Creativity as well. Yeah, he is a creative player. You know, he's not afraid to come into the net, take the ball early. So Medvedev is serving at 4 games to 5 to try and stay in this first set. And again, Van Rijthoven comes into the net and gets the put-away volley, and it is love 15. The crowd really getting behind him now. Of course, he's a home favourite. A Dutchman hasn't won this tournament in over a decade, so it will be a great win for him and a very unexpected Dutchman, I think. Most people would have thought maybe Botic van der Zandschulp would be more likely to take it here, but he's had the week of his life, Van Rijthoven. But it's a lovely backhand on the line there from Medvedev, so it is 15 all. The first serve, though, is out, so it will be a second serve. And it's good. It's a backhand return from Van Rijthoven. Forehand from Van Rijthoven there. Looping backhand from Medvedev. And yeah, we're sort of moonballing at the moment. It's a bit of a shank, but it's in from Tim van Rijthoven. And the ball from Medvedev clips the top of the net. And it bounces in, but van Rijthoven comes up, takes the drop shot. And it is 15-30. So we have half chance here for the young Dutchman. It's a bit of a strange rally. Some moonballs in there, then a net cord. But ultimately, it's a lovely little forehand drop shot from Tim van Rijthoven. to give him 15-30 on Medvedev's serve. It's a good first serve from Medvedev, though. Now, Medvedev's the one who comes into the net, but he is passed by Tim van Rijthoven. And all of a sudden, the Dutchman has 3 set points. It is 15-40. So Medvedev serving. It's a good first serve. It's a 400 turn from Van Rijthoven. Gets Medvedev on the stretch, and Medvedev lobs the ball up, but it is long. And Tim van Rijthoven has taken the first set 6-4. That is a very impressive set of tennis from the young Dutchman. He did get the break early on in the set to go up 2-love, but Medvedev broke straight back. But he didn't let that phase him, and he has just broken there for the first set. So we've got some Tim fans in. Yeah, good composure from him. First final, and against, the top seed, the pressure could easily have gotten to him, and he hasn't let it show whatsoever. He looks like he's enjoying himself out there. So he's doing very, very well. And this could be a first title for him, and a first in over a decade for a Dutchman at this tournament. So it is 6-4 for Tim van Rijthoven. If I look around elsewhere, we have Murray and Berrettini playing the final over in Stuttgart. It is 1 game apiece there at the moment. In Nottingham, we also have Bia Haddad-Meyer against Alison Risk. Haddad-Meyer took the first set there 6-4, and they are now on serve in the second set. We had the women's final in Hertogenbosch this morning. Katerina Alexandrova taking that one against Aryna Sabalenka in straight sets, 7-5, 6-love. Of course, with Alexandrova, Sabalenka, and Medvedev all being players from Russia or Belarus, these 3 players who've all made the final here on a grass court stage won't be able to play at Wimbledon. It's really unfortunate. Again, it's a really difficult decision. I don't think it was a bit of a lose-lose situation. Wimbledon banning those players from Russia and Belarus, and then the ATP and WTA consequently saying they'll be taking the ranking points. So it's going to be a very interesting Wimbledon this year, especially, with see who decides to play. We do think Nadal will be playing Wimbledon. Uncle Tony says that he's been going to be practicing on the grass, and, his head is saying that he probably shouldn't play, but his heart is saying that he should. So I think we will be seeing Rafa Nadal at Wimbledon, fingers crossed. So we do have Tim van Rijthoven serving, and it is as good as an ace. Medvedev can barely get a racket to it, and it is 15-love. So the young Dutchman has taken the first set. He has 6-4. He's really holding his own in this final, especially against a home crowd. Oh, it would have been an ace there from van Rijthoven, but clipped the net, so it will play a let, and he'll get that first serve again. We might have to get a button for van Rijthoven if he keeps playing like this. Don't forget to hit the like button, or should I say whack the like button, as Ben would say. We'll try and get to 100 likes. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel again if you are new. It helps the podcast to grow, helps people find it. If you are on Twitter, I run the Twitter account for the Game to Love Tennis podcast. You can chat to me there about all things tennis. And this is a great service game for Tim van Rijthoven. It's another ace. It's his 4th ace, and it is 40-love. Will it be a game to love? He's serving now at 40-love. It's another great first serve, but the return from Medvedev is in. We've got another drop shot from van Rijthoven, but Medvedev is there. And Medvedev now at the net, but the volley is long from Medvedev, and it is a game to love for Tim van Rijthoven. Shouldn't saying Nadal season opening, I think, with all the players missing, definitely. And of course, I believe it's the first time that Nadal has won the Australian Open and the Roland Garros going into Wimbledon. So it's the first time he's sort of got this chance for a calendar Grand Slam. And I know that is looking very far into the future, but especially with all these players missing, Nadal definitely, I think, will be seeing an opportunity. And then if you think Djokovic may not be able to play the US Open, it's still unsure at the moment. The US have just said that they are dropping the requirement for COVID, either test or vaccination to enter the country, for a COVID test, sorry, but you still need to be vaccinated. So if Djokovic can't play the US Open, Nadal will really be eyeing his chances. Sporting Wimbledon final, Djokovic versus Van Rijthoven. You know what? If he could be trouble for seeds in the draw. No one's going to want to face this guy with the way he's been playing on grass this week. Trump saying, ironically, UK not wanting Belarusians to win Wimbledon. Well, the ironic thing is by doing this, Medvedev will regain the number one spot. So, they've not let him play, but he's going to end up being a world number one. So it's just tennis shooting itself in the foot. Saying realistically, Federer will never again be able to win 7 straight best of 5s again. He's only playing Laver Cup this year, and he'll be 41 next year. Yeah, I think Federer is also going to be playing Basel this year. I believe he's announced that he'll play his home tournament in Basel. But it is hard to see Federer coming back to win a Grand Slam over best of 5. I would love it. I love Roger Federer. I think Federer on grass is a sight to behold. I love it. And I would love to be able to see him get a run at Wimbledon again. But again, we haven't seen him in a long time now. And, the rehab is supposedly going well, but it's going to be really tough for him, I think. Sports and winning the Australian Open and Roland Garros in the same season is very rare, of course. Yeah, Djokovic last year was the first man to do it since '92 with that chance for the calendar Grand Slam. So again, yeah, it's a huge opportunity for Rafa, and signs are pointing that he will be playing at Wimbledon. So who would have thought after last year with Djokovic almost getting that calendar Grand Slam that maybe Nadal would have the opportunity this year? So we do have an early break point in the second set for Tim van Rijthoven. It is 30-40 on the Medvedev serve. The crowd getting behind the young Dutchman. The first serve for Medvedev, it's good, but it's a let. Just clip the top of the net there. So he'll get another first serve. Can Tim van Rijthoven capitalize on this early break point? It's a good first serve. It's a lovely return. Backhand on the line from Tim van Rijthoven. And he does. He gets the break. So this isn't the way the script was written, I don't think. This young Dutchman, 25 years old, hadn't won an ATP match before this week and is now in the final and is a set and a breakup on the first seed, the top seed, Daniil Medvedev. I've called wondering if Serena will ever play again. I really thought Serena would play Wimbledon this year, but she's not on the entry list. I don't think the wildcards haven't been announced yet, so there is still hope maybe that she would take a wild card, but I honestly don't know if we'll ever see Serena be on a professional court, a competitive court again, which is really sad. I would love for her to have taken that 24th slam. So we all know Serena is the leader of the Grand Slams. I won't say the name of the person who is on 24 because I very much disagree with her views, and I think the arena should be renamed in the Australian Open, but we know that Serena is the top of that thing. But I think it was still hang over her head. People will still think that, she didn't get the top, end up on the top of that race. So I'd love to see her get that 24. But I don't know. We're already thinking she might play the US Open, possibly home slam, but yeah, it's hard to tell. I think, we haven't seen her on the match court in a long time now, and I think we're sort of starting to get used to the idea that probably the Serena era is over, but hopefully we will see it for at least one last time. So Tim van Rijthoven has just consolidated that break. He is now 3 games to love up in that second set against Daniil Medvedev. Took the first 6-4. So we have the young Dutchman, Tim van Rijthoven. He's looking very, very good. He's had an excellent week here already in Sertogenbosch. He's defeated the likes of Taylor Fritz, Felix Auger-Aliassime yesterday in that final set tiebreak. He's just having the week of his life here. He's, it's a wild card. It's a home tournament. And he's playing like he's got nothing to lose. And he's up a set and a break on the top seed here. It looks like a long road back from Medvedev. Of course, we know that Medvedev can come back. That's why he's the top seed for a reason. But it's a huge, huge week for the young Dutchman, and he is performing on the big stage. He's not letting the pressure get to him on this in this big final. Okay, it's just an ATP 250, but it is a first ever tour final for him in front of a home crowd. Question: does Van Rijthoven's success this week underline the lack of grass court talent in the game? We won't see an unknown win a clay or a hard title beating multiple top 10 players. I think possibly part of it is that the grass season is just so short. No Masters 1000 titles on the grass season. I think, players don't really have that much time to sort of become grass court specialists, I suppose. Or I don't think it's a lack of grass court talent as such. I just think because the season is so short. And I think, again, with clay or hard, I think the surfaces lend themselves to, clay, for example, with Nadal, Nadal being the king of clay, the ability to kind of to make the shots, to get the ball back on clay because he's got the time on the ball. Whereas because grass is much faster, I think it is a surface that lends itself to more sort of upsets than, say, clay. So it is a break point again to Tim van Rijthoven. So we had a drop shot attempt there from Daniil Medvedev, was unsuccessful. The Dutchman has really got Medvedev rattled here, I think. It's 15-40, and the first serve is into the net from Medvedev. So it is 2 break points and a second serve. Second serve is good. We have a backhand return from Van Rijthoven, forehand from Medvedev, backhand cross court from Van Rijthoven. And the response from Medvedev hits the top of the net cord and goes out. And Van Rijthoven, all of a sudden, is 4-love up with a double break. And this second set is really getting away from Daniil Medvedev right now. It's 4 games to love, 2 breaks. This young Dutchman, he's playing out of his mind. He's loving this. He's loving the home crowd. It's, beating top 10 players. He's going to be very dangerous if he makes the main draw at Wimbledon. So we have a looping return serve from Medvedev. It's in, it hits the baseline, and we are now 400-4 cross court. Oh, it's a great length from Medvedev, and Van Rijthoven gets the short ball. He goes for the winner on the run, but hits the net, and it is love 15. Yeah, of course, a lot more players than usual will be skipping Wimbledon. So along with the ban of the players from Russia and Belarus, a lot of players, of course, will be skipping it because of the ranking points being taken away. Some players saying that it's become an exhibition. I personally think that's a little bit harsh. I mean, it's Wimbledon, but it is I'm really interested to see which players do decide to skip Wimbledon this year. So we have got a challenge on the serve of Van Rijthoven. Medvedev believes it was out, and he is correct. The ball was out, and it will be a second serve. Please remember to whack that like button if you haven't already, and to subscribe to the channel. So it's a second serve from Van Rijthoven, and it was out. It's a double fault, and it is love 30. So Medvedev now has half a chance here on the serve of the Dutchman to try and get one of those breakbacks. It is the first double fault from Van Rijthoven. So thanks everybody for joining me today. We are in the final here of Bosch, the top seed Daniil Medvedev versus wildcard from Netherlands, Tim Van Rijthoven. He is up a set and a double break, but faces love 30 on his serve. It's a second serve. It's in, but the backhand from Medvedev, he'd be a bit frustrated that he should have made that. It's into the net, and it's 15-30. Saying, I think if there was no Wimby ban, Medvedev would still be number one at the end, even if he lost in round one, since Nole would lose 3,000 points and Zverev is injured. Exactly, yeah. Of course, with Medvedev out, the top seeds would be Djokovic, Zverev, Nadal. Zverev with that horrible ankle injury at the French Open, Roland Garros against Rafa Nadal. So Zverev is very likely to miss Wimbledon. So, Medvedev is likely to be number one at Wimbledon, even if he was playing it. So, again, it could be a chance for Rafa Nadal, I think. I really do. I think he's got the confidence coming in. And I would love to see Rafa make another run at Wimbledon. But yes, Medvedev is looking like he will be the world number one, regardless of whether he would play and lose in round one or not, because of all the points that Djokovic will be losing this year, having skipped the Australian Open, of course. And Van Rijthoven does dig himself out of a love 30 hold there, and he takes the game. And it is very quickly become 5-love in the second set. The first set was fairly tight. We traded breaks early in the set, and Van Rijthoven eventually took it, breaking at 5-4 to win the set 6-4. But he's now up very, very quickly, 5-love on top seed Daniil Medvedev. So I don't think anybody really would have predicted this. Medvedev, of course, he's been looking good on grass this week. He's, come through a few tight matches, but he's playing well. But this young Dutchman, he's just got all the confidence in the world behind him. He's playing in front of a home crowd. He's got nothing to lose. He's winning his first ATP Tour matches, and it looks like he'll be taking a first ATP Tour title home with him as well. It's a huge moment for him. He beat Fritz, he beat Auger-Aliassime. So, he's beaten top 10 players to get to this spot. It's not a fluke. And if he gets into the main draw Wimbledon, I think it could be a danger. So Claude saying, is it ethical for Nadal to play with so many painkillers? So I believe that the injections that he's having in his foot and the painkillers, none of them are on the banned substance list. So it is all completely legal for Nadal, and Nadal is one of those players. He would never ever, put himself or the game in jeopardy. He wouldn't, take anything that would risk that. I think he's having injections that is basically numbing his foot. And again, Neil saying pain relief is not enhancement. Yeah, so it is. It's not an enhancement that he's having. He's literally numbing the foot because the foot is so painful for him. So he's playing with no feeling in his foot rather than trying to enhance anything. Oh, it's a lovely little drop shot there from Medvedev. It clips the top of the net, but it's a great net play there. It's like sort of a half volley drop shot, and it's 30-love. So Medvedev is going to try and get a game on the board in the second set at least. The second serve looked like it was long. It looked like a double fault, but no, it was in, and it is actually a second serve ace. It is a fifth ace of the match from Daniil Medvedev, and he has 40 love to avoid the bagel in this second set. It's a good first serve, and no, it's not. Sorry, it's long. It will be a second serve. Second serve is good. Backhand return from Van Rijthoven. Oh, and Daniil Medvedev can just about get a racket on the ball, but it goes nowhere, and it is 40-15. Still better than 50-50 that Rafa doesn't play Wimbledon. Everything has to go just right with the procedures. Yeah, if he doesn't, Rafa is that kind of player. If he doesn't think he can make it through the whole tournament, then he won't play it. You know, he doesn't play unless he thinks he can go all the way. He says it all depends on how that treatment to the foot goes. If the treatment goes well, then he will play Wimbledon. I think he wants to play Wimbledon. It's Uncle Tony's suggested that his treatment's been going well and that he is training on grass with the intent of playing. So it all depends on that treatment. Oh, Medvedev goes for the serve and volley, but the return of serve passes him from Tim van Rijthoven, and from what looked like an easy service game to try and avoid the bagel here is now at deuce, and Medvedev is playing very, very, very quickly. He's taking no time at all between points. He's already serving. The first serve was out, so it's a second serve. We have a backhand return from van Rijthoven, forehand cross-court from Medvedev. We are forehand to forehand. Lovely backhand slice dig out there from Van Rijthoven. Medvedev goes for the drop shot, but the drop shot doesn't clear the net, and all of a sudden we have a match point for Tim van Rijthoven.
Match point.
And we have a second serve as well. Oh, it's an ace from Daniil Medvedev. So it's a sixth ace of the match for Daniil. He saves match point for the moment. It is deuce. Again, Medvedev playing so quickly. First serve already here, and the return is into the net, so it is advantage to Medvedev. Yeah, Van Rijthoven is an insane player. He is. When he plays like this on grass, yeah, he's going to be so dangerous at Wimbledon. He's very good. So second serve from Medvedev, backhand return. Oh, it's a great return from Van Rijthoven, but Medvedev digs it out, and we are backhand cross-court to backhand cross-court. It's a drop. Well, no, Van Rijthoven looked like he was coming in for the drop shot, but he sliced it long. And Medvedev's shot is long, so it is back to deuce. Medvedev can't seem to close out this game. Rafa saying he doesn't care about number one anymore. Yeah, I think Rafa's mentioned that, he's playing for the love of the game. He said that he, Novak, and Roger, they've all done what they wanted to achieve in the game, and they keep playing because they love it. I think, Rafa will keep playing because he loves the game. That's why he's putting his body through it, because he doesn't need more titles. He doesn't want more titles or the number one, He's happy with what he's achieved, but he loves it. So we are advantage to Medvedev. And it's a slice down the line from Van Rijthoven. It's a lovely slice, great length. And we are now forehand to forehand. It's a backhand down the line from Van Rijthoven, forehand from Medvedev. And the backhand cross-court from Van Rijthoven is out. Medvedev avoids the bagel, and he does get a game on the board. Gets his first game on the board in this second set, so I think that warrants a Medvedev button. So we now have Tim van Rijthoven, the wild card from the Netherlands, serving for the title here in Hertogenbosch. It is 5-1, and it's an ace. Oh, we looked like an ace, but it has been overruled by the umpire. The umpire has called it out, so Van Rijthoven is challenging it. It looked like an ace down the tee, but it might have just been more. No, it wasn't. It's an incorrect overrule from the chair, and it will be 15-love. Yeah, so you're saying it's the hard pot. Yeah, serving out your first ever final can't be easy. There's a lot of pressure, but he seems to have dealt with the pressure really, really well so far in his first final against the top seed. It's a good first serve down the tee, and Medvedev's return is wide, and now Medvedev wants a second look at it. He's challenging it. He thinks it's in. I'm saying, thank God you didn't put any money on Medvedev. To be fair, you know, it would have been, you would have thought it would have been the safe bet to go for Medvedev in this, but I do love it when a sort of an underdog player like this just has the week of their lives. And it is 30 love for Van Rijthoven, and he's 2 points away from a first title. First serve tries to go down the tee, but it is wide. So second serve is good. Backhand return from Medvedev. And a forehand from Van Rijthoven is just about in. Medvedev digs it out and loops it through. Oh, but Van Rijthoven runs around the ball, gets the forehand, whacks it down the line. It's right to the back of the court. And it is 3 match points, 3 championship points for the young Dutchman, Tim Van Rijthoven.
Match point.
3 match points for a first ever ATP Tour title for the young Dutchman. And it's a great first serve. Medvedev can't get it over the net, and it is the match for Tim Van Rijthoven, 25-year-old wildcard, home favourite from the Netherlands. He has just beaten the top seed Daniil Medvedev in straight sets, 6-4, 6-1. He's been at Ega's Bakery serving up a breadstick. The crowd are loving it. His box is loving it. He's loving it. He puts both of his arms up into the air. It is a huge, huge win for Tim Van Rijthoven. He bends down, he kisses the grass. It's great. It's a huge, huge win for the young Dutchman. Wow. She said, wow. Disappointed as a Medvedev fan, but happy for the young Dutchman. Yeah, again, I'm a big Medvedev fan, but I think that's a great, great win for him. I would love to see how he can do at Wimbledon if he gets into that main draw. So crazy. Breadstick in the final against the top seed, Daniil Medvedev. Tim Van Rijthoven has won it 6-4, 6-1. The title is his. So thank you very much for joining me. We have a few other streams going on. We have Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini in Stuttgart playing their final. We have that live for you on the GTL stream as well. If you'd like to go check that out, Matteo Berrettini is up a break against Murray there. We also have the women's final in Nottingham. It is a set apiece there between Bia Haddad-Meyer and Alison Risk. So thank you very much for joining me. I've loved having you on. Please don't forget to whack the like button and give us a follow. It's been great having you. It's a title here, a maiden ATP title for the young Dutchman Tim Van Rijthoven over Daniil Medvedev 6-4, 6-1. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon. Thank you very much.